Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Aim Saraswate Namaha. Om Shri Guruve Namaha. Katha Upanishad, translated into English by Pujya Gurudev, Pujya Shri Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj of Yoga Research Foundation, Miami, Florida. The Mystery of the Soul. Chapter 2, Section 1, Mantra number 12, Day 47. Blessed Self, Adorations, Harihi Om Tat Sat. Another day for Pitra Paksha, and we will recap a little bit on Mantra number 11. As long as this vision of non-duality does not dawn, an aspirant remains under the influence of ignorance. So while you have duality, you are under the influence of ignorance. He continues to see the multiplicity of objects due to the impure impression of his mind, led by desires. So in this one too, we're talking about desires, and also in Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna is so much emphasizing on desires. He's saying with all your effort, uproot the desires, kill the desires, slain the desires, because they are the major cause of unhappiness and also is an obstacle for self-realization. So here in mantra number 11 says, led by desires, he continues to wander from one birth to another. So he means anyone in this embodiment. If desires are not slain, then we have to be born again in another embodiment. We have to kill our desires to progress. Progress speedily. You may be already quarter way, you may be halfway, you may be 3/4 way. Keep trying. It is definitely possible. Movement in this world of illusion is a process of entering into death's widespread snares in the form of attachment, infatuation, and identification with the varied expressions of the not self. So mantra number 12. In the region of the heart, the self abides in a space which is the size of a thumb. Maybe some of you are hearing this for the first time. So look at your thumb. The size of your thumb, there is a small space, that size space in your heart. This is Lord Yama telling Nachiketas about the soul and about the self-realization. So Lord Yama continues in Mantra 12 saying, in the region of your heart, the self abides in a space which is the size of a thumb. He is the ruler of past, present, and future. So that self is the ruler of the past, present, and future. Having known him, one does not find fault with anyone. So if you know that the self abides within you, and that self is the ruler of the past, the present, and the future. So once you know this, then one does not find fault with others, because all of us have faults, all of us, because the self knows the past, present, and future, and the self is the ruler of your life, of your present situation. This is the self you had asked about. So here Lord Yama is telling Nachiketas that this is the self that you had asked about. So Lord Yama, Gurudev further explains, says, Lord Yama gives a method of upasana, which is meditation, devotion. How devoted are you? Is the question here. Upasana, come sit near. Upanishad. So related is upasana, near and asan. For Lord Yama gives a method of upasana, which is meditation, for attaining the knowledge of the self. So here it says, sit and in your asana and meditate. Though the self is all pervading, yet he can be meditated upon. How? Is a luminous presence that is the size of a thumb. So when you close your eyes, you go in meditation. Still your mind and view that light in the cave of your heart, which is the size of your thumb. And that same light can be spread all over in the heart, and it can spread all over in your body, and focused also in your Agya chakra. That's how strong it is. Only thing, you need to have that power, that energy, to be able to see that light when you close your eyes. So he can be meditated, that means, or it can be meditated upon as a luminous presence that is the size of a thumb, capable of being enfolded in the human heart. However, though assuming a minute form, small, the smallest, the tiniest form, he is the ruler of past, present, and future. He means the self here. That self, that light, is the ruler of the past, present, and future. The space in the eye of a needle is tiny. The place where you thread in the needle, that's the eye, and that eye is tiny, yet it is the same space that permeates all objects. It is so small, that same space, but yet it is able to hold the thread and able to sew, stitch, attach pieces together. And that is because of that tiny hole. So in the same way, the self that is comprehended in the small center of the heart is the same reality underlying all names and forms. When a yogi realizes the self with a mind that is free from the impressions of like and dislike, he has no need to condemn anyone. So when a yogi realizes the self with a mind that is free from the impressions of like and dislike, he has no need to condemn anyone, because there is no like and dislike in the yogi. When the self is your only reality, it is impossible to find fault with anyone. The outgoing inclination of the mind to blame objects and human beings for every development of restlessness and pain is completely annihilated when the self is realized. So all these like, dislike and finding faults, all this is gone when the self is realized. Mantra number 13. The self, the size of a thumb, is effulgent without smoke. He is the ruler of the past, present, and future. He alone is today and tomorrow. It is about this self that you had asked about. Again, Lord Yama is reminding Nachiketas that this is the self you had asked about, and now I'm telling you. So Gurudev Veda explains, desire and anger act like smoke. They obscure the purity of the mind. An impure mind is unable to realize the fact that the self is the light of all lights. That's how effulgent it is. It has the light of all lights combined. It is by the light of the self that intellect governs the mind, and the mind urges the senses to move among the objects of the world. So again, it is by the light of the self that intellect governs the mind, and the mind urges the senses to move among the objects of the world. Even the sun and moon shine with light borrowed from the luminous self. Mantra number 14. Water that has rained on a mountain top runs in all directions towards the different parts of the mountain. In the same way, the vision of the soul scatters itself by seeing differences due to the qualities of numerous living beings, men, gods, and others. Mantra number 15. But pure water rained in a lake of pure water becomes one with it. In the same way, O Nachiketas, born in the family of Gautama, the soul of the sage becomes one with Brahman. A poetic illustration is given to show how Bheda Buddhi, which means the intellect that sees differences in this world, does not allow the intuitive vision of the soul to unravel itself. Rainwater that has poured itself on the mountain top begins to flow in all directions in the form of numerous streams and continues to fall from a higher level to a lower level. In the same way, one who is led by his limited intellect continues to move from limitation to limitation, from darkness to darkness. This is the result of the following path of prayer. Prayer marg, and Shreya marg. Prayer marg is the one that gives you the worldly pleasures, and Shreya is the good one that takes you inwards and helps you realize the self. So prayer marg is the one that is pleasant. There is increasing contraction in one's consciousness, leading to lesser forms of birth. There is increasing contraction in one's consciousness, leading to lesser forms of birth. What does that mean? The lower species, the species lower than human beings, and growing insensitivity towards the lofty spiritual values of life. So further, as the streams continue to rush in the different directions, the purity of the rain water is soon lost and is mingled with diverse forms of impurities. In the same way, the soul, though essentially pure, becomes identified with the perishable body and becomes mingled with the impurities of the mind. Just like that water in the top of the mountain is very pure and clean, but it runs downwards in many directions, and that water gets dirty. So same way, the soul is very pure, but it becomes identified with the perishable body, our body, and then becomes mingled with the impurities of the mind. But if it were to rain on a mountain top where there is a lake of pure water, the rain water would not rush in different directions. Rather, it would become one with the lake. In the same way, when a yogi attains purity of mind by the practice of meditation on the Divine Self, becomes one with the Divine Soul. So I'll read this sentence again. When a yogi attains purity of mind by the practice of meditation on the Divine Self, and when his intellect is rid of the disease of perceiving differences in the world, his soul becomes one with the Divine Self. There is no more possibility of being So there is no possibility of being tainted by the impurities of the world. This is the state of self-realization wherein the vision of the soul blooms into the infinite awareness of the non-dual self. This is the goal on the path of Shreya Marg, the path of blessedness. Thus ends the first section of the second chapter of Katha Upanishad. So we just completed chapter 2, section 1 with the grace and showers of blessings bestowed upon us by Puja Gurudev and by our Supreme Lord. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Punyam Arpanam Karishe, Punyam Arpanam Karishe, Punyam Arpanam Karishe. Om. Let's pray to our Puja Gurudev. Humbly bow down at the holy lotus feet, O Lord. Sarvesham swastir bhavatu, Sarvesham shantir bhavatu, Sarvesham purnam bhavatu, Sarvesham mangalam bhavatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Divine love, light, peace, healing, prosperity to each one of you and your near and dear ones. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And chapter 2 we will begin. Chapter 2 section 2 in our next session. And this chapter 2 section 2 has mantra number 1. The self is without crookedness or complexities and birth. It abides in the city of 11 gates. Having meditated upon this self, one does not grieve, since you are essentially liberated. You become liberated. This is what you had asked for. So again he's saying, I'm giving you information about what you asked for. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. This is Swami Lalita Priyananda from Sacramento, California.